Hello, YouTube. Oh, have we got sound on everything? I don't know if we do. Let's see. Hopefully. I don't, Yeah, you can hear me. That's a good start. Right, so welcome back to Assetto Corsa Competizione. There you go. You should have music. Lovely backing track that is here in Assetto Corsa. Earlier, I did a stream where I was checking out what the VR performance was like for version 1.2.2, which updated last week. I had a pretty rough stream, really, because lots of things were going wrong, including my headset going completely black while playing twice. So that wasn't good. Info card will appear in corner linking to last stream, so you can see that train wreck of a stream. Anyhow, let's do the obligatory welcoming stuff. I want to get rid of that from the view. There we go. Welcome to South Sketchup VR. If you've not been here before, please think about subscribing, pressing the notification bell. Really want to get to that 1,000 subscribers. That would be ultra cool. Right. So, yeah. Performance. There has been some improvements in terms of what's available to do in the menu. I'm only using in-game tweaks. I'm not using any INI files. The system I'm running this on is a 2080 Ti, so an RTX 2080 Ti with an i7-9700 at 4.9 gigahertz. And all of that stuff, 32 gig of DDR, 3200 megahertz, that's the one, megahertz RAM. So it's not a slouch, but it's getting taxed. And no doubt, as I've started this stream, it's now, as I've stepped everything in that I need to actually stream this as a game, it's added even more performance hit on top of this when it comes to VR. I'm going to go over what I've got in settings. These settings that I've got work for me when I'm not trying to record and I don't have lots of other background things running, like the Oculus mirror, like a separate web browser that you can see here to do my bot chat type of thing, and OBS, and two video cameras that are overlaid onto screen and then streaming out stuff. So there is all that extra stuff that is in here at the moment, but these are settings where I've got a reasonable performance when I'm playing, when I'm not streaming and not having different things. So let's just quickly go over it. I've got full screen enabled. I've set that down to 720. I don't know if it's given me much of a boost, but I thought I'd do it anyway. Frame limit is disabled there. Doesn't seem to have much of an effect at the moment. It would do if you were running like crazy high FPSs on the normal screen and didn't limit that down. It would be generally a good idea. I think it's limited at the moment to 60 by my system settings. Right, the approach I've taken with this is I actually said, right, let's take the low settings and let's push the different elements that I need to get visual clarity to a point where I'm happy with it. In terms of what I can see in the headset. So resolution scale I've pumped back up to 100. The view distance I set to mid. the shadows amid, I've got the anti-aliasing at high and I've set it to KT AA. The default is temporal. Effects is low. Processing is high, just because I like the color grade that normally gives, especially with different weather effects. Textures low, foliage low, mirror distance is 30 meters, just because I find that 20 is a little bit iffy. I like being able to see a bit more behind me. Mirror quality is low, mirror resolution is low, and I've got 16 opponents visible. My pixel density is set to 140. Now, technically speaking, if you're on an Oculus Rift headset, 140% or 1.4 will mean that you have a post distortion pixel ratio of 1:1 for the displays. That's a nice point to be at. Okay, all of that stuff there, done, out of the way. So that's all the stuff that I found that really mattered. I did put the car LOD quality to 40% just to give it a little bit more distance, as I was finding that as soon as you get out of a crowd, that was working okay. When you're in a crowd though, wow, the frame rate does get hurt, as you're gonna see. So it's not all good, I'm afraid. Now, I don't know if that's a combination of what they've been doing in the background of Assetto Corsa, because in the past I did get this more locked in at a steady 45 pretty much everywhere, with graphics that was at a very good standard, that I felt very, very comfortable with its performance level. We're going to see what happens now that I'm streaming as well, and you'll see how that looks. So I'm going to go into what I was doing a little bit earlier, which is Monza. Car that I'm reasonably familiar with, and we've just got, you can see everything in here because we're going from the Oculus mirror. Normally when I stream this, you won't see the application frame drop rate, that frame rate and such like that. I wouldn't normally have that on. I normally wouldn't have the Oculus mirror on, and obviously if I'm playing with out streaming, then I wouldn't have all of the other stuff on. Okay, let's do this. Oh. Right, immediately when the grid is full, you can see it's dipped down. So my FPS has dipped down a lot when we've got a full-on grid there and we've got a full-on grid behind us. So, ouch. Now, I had in the past on Monza, at this sort of visual standard, which is sharp, it's a good standard, looking around, had 45 locked in. I don't have that anymore, and that performance headroom is tracking down into minuses there. Let's start the race and see how it progresses. Like I said, this will give me, actually, when I'm off stream in the same place, a little bit higher, but not 45. But when you get into the more stream of a race, the type of positions you would normally be in, it does actually go to 45 and locks in pretty nicely. And I'm going to hopefully get to a point where I will show you that type of situation in this race. where I'd go, yeah, I'd be expecting to have 45 FPS and be redoubling to 90 with asynchronous spacewalk.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the left, clear on the left.
And see, while we're in traffic, it's still got that low FPS there.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Okay, now, off of stream, I would definitely expect to be hitting a steady sort of 45 around about now, but I'm not. Oh, I dug a little too deep into that corner, didn't I? So around about here, if I wasn't streaming, I would have 45 FPS. It'd be on asynchronous spacewalk, but it would be nice and clean on that. Let's push that a bit and catch up. So that's my kind of conclusion. So the settings I've shown on my rig, I would be expecting to get, you know, off stream a steady 45 FPS at this moment in time.
Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That was exciting.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I don't mind saying that. Something about VR which is just so fantastic. When you get in here and the thing is working well. It does just, you know, it kind of makes my heart sing a bit. Certainly exciting. But as you can see, while I'm streaming, I'm not hitting that steady 45 that I'd be expecting to hit. Oh, starting to feel the flex in the car there. Wow.
Car on the left.
I wasn't quite expecting the effect of that. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. Come on. That's it. That was a bit rough. That was definitely a bit rough.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Well done, mate. That's the best.
Too early, then too late. That was not pretty. How not to take that turn. Of course, if you're new to the stream, please feel free to ask any questions. silly robot voice would get assigned, of course.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
So I'll go over these settings again at the end of this. We're going to keep this stream really short. I may take a quick look at the Nürburgring, because I usually find that the Nürburgring is the most demanding. And we'll see what happens with the FPS there, but I'm not hitting that 45%, that 45 FPS that I want to hit for the headset here. Finally, I got this corner right this time. I've been messing up on that the last couple of times, so it was nice to get that right.
Well done, Blade. Fastest lap of the race so far.
So yeah, I would definitely expect at this moment in time to be getting a steady 45 FPS if I was off stream. Overshot. That was not nice. Kept it in there. This is a much deeper corner, that one. It's deceptive, that one. You do have to brake quite a lot for it. Oh, too early, too early. Oh, that was, again, that was scary. That was not clean.
Pedro Domingo.
Got well of it.
Hi.
Hey Pedro, how you doing? Hope you've had a good New Year. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll try and answer them. As you can see from my frame rate here, not hitting the desired at 45 FPS, which I was on some previous builds, which is rather disappointing. I'll go over my settings for the stream as well, which I found to work well while I'm off stream, and then we'll see what will happen on the Nürburgring. This, of course, is the Monza, the Temple of Speed. I messed up. I forgot what corner I was on. Take it easy. There we go. That's better. So, yeah, I don't know what's kind of happened here, but performance-wise, it's not doing as well as it once was. Because at one point I was really very happy with where the performance had gone. Fortunately, we're not having the headset blackouts that I was having earlier, which were atrocious, which I don't know if they were down to drivers. I've rolled back my NVIDIA drivers, so
The final lap, give it all you can.
I'm no longer on the latest NVIDIA drivers.
Losing time to the car in front in sector 2.
I'm braking too early there, but it's scary going into there. That is, of course, the added benefit of VR, that it does give you that sense of sitting there in the actual car, which is just a little bit scary, because, yeah, I would not be able to afford to do this in real life, of course. And with some of the mistakes I've made on this race, I wouldn't want me to, because I would be feeling sorry for the poor car that will have taken a bit of a beating. I wasn't that great on there. There we go.
The leader has finished the race. B3, we're on the podium. Excellent job, mate. Well,
There we go. So position 3. And now that FPS dips right the way down as the smoke and the fireworks should begin. So yeah. There we go. There I am over there in 3rd place. Oh boy. Yeah. But this is one of the things I just want for this game to have, because this game really does have a lot of things that are good going for it. Namely, it has a very narrow, sharp focus onto a single race series where I can come along, I can get stuck in, I can get focused onto it and not have to go, oh my God, well, I still go, even with one race series, I still go, oh my God, there's so much to do. But I can be very, very focused and concentrate on one type of series of cars, one race series, the tracks within it, and they are all really detailed, and the force feedback feels really, really good. That's all on it. What is missing is the performance in FPS to visuals is getting lost somewhere for VR. They have tried. I can see they've tried. They are still trying. But
Scooby Dave,
you know,
says,
more needs to be done.
Hey Salsa, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, Scooby. Hopefully better than earlier. Well, things were messing up. See the info card that will be up on a replay. Anybody else, obviously not at the moment, Scooby, because we're live. Right, so I'm going to go over the settings that I've got when I'm off stream that are working well for me at the moment. I have rolled back a NVIDIA driver that was definitely, you know, I think possibly a part of the problem. It's a little bit better. I reworked on where I was going, so I've done off-stream performance testing to see where things are. Let's press pause to end session. There we go. That'll be like, you'll see the start here. Let's just let them go up. I do like seeing that. It has to be said, I do love seeing that playback. It just, you know, talk about front row seats. Okay, enough of that.
Scooby Dave says, pity they don't do more upgrades for the PlayStation version.
This isn't out on PlayStation yet, I don't think. This is the, well, Assetto Corsa is a game. The first one is finished. This is Assetto Corsa Competizione. So this is the next to come. But it's still got performance issues on the PC side. So on console side, I'm going to say it would definitely have some issues. This game, though, I would say if they were going to bring it out to the consoles, they're now looking at the PS5 era for this. Right, let's have a confirm. I'm quitting that track. We're going to go over to Nürburgring. What do you think of the foot cam, by the way? We have a foot cam. See, feet can see pedals and stuff like that. Right, so again, we're gonna change from Monza, and we're gonna go to Nuremberg. I'm still getting occasional little blips of flash of a white light in my HMD, which was scary. That says something to me that something isn't quite right on the setup here. Now, I'm expecting, again, pretty poor performance while I'm streaming this. We got that set there. Let's go over what my settings are. So one of the things they did bring to the game now is Pacific VR settings. So when we go on to there are Pacific settings that are for VR. Hopefully it doesn't change too much here. Let's see if it does it. So you can see straight away I've basically taken the low settings and then moved settings up from that. So above the line is stuff that definitely affects everything that's onto a flat screen. Below the line is everything else. So I've set the resolution scale to 100. I find that below that it doesn't look great. Let's face it, it doesn't. View distance I've set at mid. That looks okay. Shadows low. Shadow distance is mid. You know, that's sort of okay, I guess. We could probably eke something out there, but anti-aliasing I've set at high. I use KTAA rather than temporal. I just find the quality of KTAA looks a bit nicer to my eyes. That's very much a preference thing. I think it doesn't cost anything on performance. Effects have gone to low. Post-processing on high. Foliage low. Textures low. View mirror distance 30 meters. The mirror quality is low. Mirror resolution is low. And our opponent visibility is 16. I like being able to see the other cars on the track. Limiting that down to about 9 or 10 probably could give me some boosts when I'm in a crowd. But then you may not see every car, and that breaks the immersion for me, which then to my eyes breaks a part of the point. Of course, I would prefer to have that FPS still locked in and that 16. My VR pixel density, which is another important one, is at 140. That means I'm going to have a good ratio for this headset between a pre-distorted render and a post-distortion render for when the image is then manipulated by the lenses to look correct. So at 140%, that means that the most distorted pixels, once they're re-distorted by the lenses, you will end up with 1 pixel being rendered to every pixel that's displaying on the screen, if that makes sense. Because in a VR headset, not every pixel in your view, your field of view, equals 1 pixel. In that way it'll equal more or less and different things like that. So that, I think, gives you a good quality of view. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same as what they said on low. The other thing that we have here is virtual to real scale. That's new. So if you're finding things are too big, then push the scale up. If you find that the VR, the sense of scale is too small, push the scale down. So it's kind of relative to you, if you like. Hopefully that makes sense. So smaller the number, bigger the objects in the world are going to appear. Bigger the number, smaller the objects in the world are going to appear. It's kind of a reverse of what you would expect, but that's the way they've done it.
Says, hey Salsa.
Hey VR Realm, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, just to quickly go over the screen there. So my system is an i7 9700 running at 4.9 gigahertz. I've got 32 gig of DDR4 RAM in here. I'm running a RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition, and these are the settings when off of stream I found to be working.
Mr. Tucson 79 says, always a learning experience with Salsa, top man.
Thank you. So these are basically the settings, and you can go back down over these if you've got a similar kind of setup. Hopefully they'll put you in a place where you are reasonably comfortable. Then I would say, if you're going to look at anything, first of all, if it's really a bit too much, the 140 is quite high. Like I say, I think that gives the best sharpness quality, but cutting that down is one of your main places to gain FPS. And I found that, again, similarly, the resolution scale is the other place that will really gain you a lot. Shadows and other things like that, of course, will gain you a lot on different things as well. I've got a bit more experimenting to do to see if things like the texture load and stuff like that is affecting anything or not. Right, let's get to Nuremberg. Yes. Right, we're going to come in here. It's going to be lower than my target of 45. Flask is out of water. We're going to go to flask number 2. have a backup flask of water. So flask number 1 is done. Flask number 2 has come into play. Mm. Lovely. Oh. Okay, we can see our FPS is hovering around that horrible 30 while we're here in a lot of traffic. So there's going to be 19 cars that are visible. Oh no. Disaster. The headset has just gone completely black. My headset, the monitor has gone completely black. This is definitely, I think, to do with an Oculus upgrade, maybe. Let me just see here. Stick back on there. Where's the other headphones? Over there, because I can't hear what you guys might be saying. This is the disaster that I didn't want to have happen. Right, let's just see if unplugging my headset and plugging it back in will fix that. Very, very worrying. This is another thing that, like I was saying, gives me worries about where performance problems truly lie, because if things like this happen, it says that something in the drivers is not happy. So me going on about performance levels may not entirely be the developer's fault, the game developer's fault. It could be down to some driver issues. I'll do that. I'll do that. Push that back in. Right. This worked earlier. Ah. We'll see if it can work again. Hopefully. Not the type of Christmas present you want. Right. Let's see. Yes. 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 So it's doing something there that it doesn't like. That is whoa. What the frack? Okay. That's half the pixels again. I need to get some sound back. We need my sound monitor. Let's restart the sound engine. There we go. There's some sound back. Oh. It's all a trial, isn't it? It is all certainly a trial. Right, what's going on there? Hmm. Oculus mirror. Ah. Oculus mirror has broken. Let's see if we can't get this back. There we go. There's the Oculus mirror back. Wow. And no. Oh. That's then killed the sound. Wow. No, I don't. Content manager. That's killed the game. Try and get the game back up. Not impressed. Right, game loading back in. So this is an unstable mess at the moment. It was doing so well. It was doing so well. This is the sad salsa face. Because I so want this game to be just doing everything that it should and was. And now it isn't. And oh, that's this really sad thing. So, why? 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 Now we don't have sound. We need sound. Virtual monitor. 2 sound. Reset. And there's our sound. Assetto Corsa Competizione. Right. Now we've lost our performance overlay, so I cannot show you that. Right. Now we've got that back. Wow. Wow. Yeah. And now I can't see what you guys had said previously, so we're going to pull that out and up. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the stream that went wrong. Yes, it's one of those. Oh, and he forgets miraculously to pin the chat to the ceiling. Pin. There we go. So now we can see what you guys are saying. If I need to go back over something, we should be able to hear what you're saying. We can hear the game. The game is running. The Oculus mirror is back up, so you should be able to see that. The Oculus tray tool is back up. Everything is hopefully back up and not having a blacked out screen in my headset. Let's see who's kept options that look, yes, those look right. So these are the options that I'm using off of stream to give me a decent image quality. On stream, they have some performance issues. I would need a second, a second PC to just be dedicated to streaming to be able to show you the actual performance I actually get when just playing purely, you know, offline, as it were, off of stream. But hey, let's see what happens with Nuremberg. And before we start, I've got some eyelash issue. Right. Here we go. Again, we've got this dip, which on a full up grid like this, even with not having everything else that I've got running in the background to run this stream, I'm not hitting a consistent 45, though I would expect to be much closer to 40 FPS than to the 28 that I am currently seeing. That's not good.
Stay double file.
The visual quality is kind of okay. There is a couple of bits that I'm like a little underwhelmed with. There is still some jagged lines on things.
Green light, go, go, go. Low tire pressure, stay clear.
I messed that up, didn't I?
Car on the left, clear on the left. Car on the left, clear on the left. Car on the left, clear on the left. Car on the right, clear on the right. Car on the right, clear on the right. Car on the left, clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
So we gained a good few positions, and now we're coming up to where we are actually getting sort of closer to 45 FPS there, but that was not pretty driving. Paying more attention to graphs and what I was going to say. than my driving line or my braking point or even my accelerator. Not ideal. So we are down this straight expecting a huge frame drop because soon as we get near these stands, it's all bets off.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
No, it's not.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Oh, hey, let me. Wow. Oh, there was a flicker in the headset again. Right. Let's catch up to them in the grouping here. And see what the FPS is doing. Here, you see, there's fluctuations here. We've got quite a few cars off there.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I was sneaking up there. That was rather a little dangerous, really.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Look at that gold Lamborghini. Nothing says ostentatious like a gold. Whoa!
Clear on the right.
That was rather vicious. Yeah, I'm gonna call that vicious. That was downright vicious. Oh wow. We'll restart that. Just to see, well, we can see actually from that where that was going in FPS. It gives you kind of an idea. I'm going to go over to Spa. Of course, off of stream, I'd expect that extra boost so that where I'm getting close to 45 here, I would definitely be hitting that 45 off of stream when I don't have everything else in the background. So that's okay for gaming off of stream, but you know, it's not great for me demonstrating. Ideally, of course, I would want this type of quality and 90 FPS locked in on my setup. If you're on a Rift S, the ideal would be to have the get the quality right and that 80 FPS. If you're on a Valve Index, then you'd either go, right, I want the quality and I want like either 90 FPS or 60 FPS redoubled to 120 as a thing, or locked to your 90 or locked to 120. There's no way on earth that's really happening at the moment, because I've got problems at this resolution with a CV1. So yeah, I doubt that's gonna be happening for anybody out there with this build of the game. Right, and you know, current processors and GPRs that are available. Let's go to Spa as well, and we'll just take in a bit of Spa, see how that pans out. Again, amongst the stands here, we've definitely got a performance hit that is going on. We're right in the middle of all these cars and all of the extra architecture. So, hey.
Go in double file.
It's a long way to the start line on this hairpin right-hander, of course. As we come here to the start-finish line. And that should go green light. That was a bad start.
Car on the right.
And we're going to have to take it kind of easy through here because through on Rouge, because we've still got the pack.
Clear on the right.
And this can be very, very dangerous. We don't know where they're going to brake for this first set of corners. Apparently there was braking around there.
Clear on the left.
Give him a little bit of a bump there. There's my warning for the collision. My fault. There's only a friendly little tap.
Car on the left. Clear on the
Try
left.
and sneak a little bit down there, but it wasn't happening. There we go, had a peek and made it. But we did have the collision there, so that wouldn't really count normally.
Car on the right.
Oh, they're fighting it out there. Right, it's going to be a little bit... Hopefully on the next round we should see
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
closer to the 45 that I would like. We're not seeing it here. 39. Be interesting to see how much of that is made up from the
Car on the right.
cars.
Clear on the right.
En Rouge had to lift off a little bit there. I'm always scared of En Rouge. That corner really does scare the living daylights out of me. Come on, make a little room, make a little room. There we go. Oh, nice. I think we kept that nicely. That was nice. That was fun.
Car
Little
on the left.
sneaky peek here.
Clear on the
That
left.
was sneaky. Just holding the grip there. It wasn't an ideal line, but held out, you know? can never kind of get that corner too well, actually. That's one of my bad ones. Okay, we just want nice and smooth through these ones though. Gonna lift a little bit here and just carry the speed through. We don't want to mess this up. If you get that wrong, you're gonna spin out so easy. So just be really careful on the gas through this corner. FPS is still in the sink, as you can see.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
But I would be expecting to get closer
Clear on the
to
right.
my needed 40, 45. I reckon 40 down here off of stream.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
A big lift on the gas there because I had somebody on my right, but that kept it sweet through Eau Rouge. Carry that through and down into the second there. Give it a little bit. Sometimes the patience is what you need to take with this. So yeah, off of stream, I would definitely be expecting 45 FPS. Here on my current settings, really had to slam the brakes there. Just kept that. That is sweet. Patience. That paid off.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Bit of a penalty there. We touched him a little bit there, but
car on the right. Clear on the right.
could have been more aggressive through there, but I was happy with Eau Rouge.
Car on the left.
It's an exciting corner to drive.
Clear on the left.
Now we're just going to try and catch this guy. Ah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
And I had to mess it up.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I keep on getting a number of flashes in my headset here, which is not pleasing. Because I'm not sure where those flashes are coming from.
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Really, sometimes wait until you're in the straight line to put your foot to the accelerator in this car.
Says, the image on the stream is also static.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Static or stuttering?
Yellow flag, be careful man.
Damn it. Static or stuttering? You have to remember the amount of extra load that's being put on here. So if that's under 45, it's gonna stutter. Because in headset, though it's, you know, I'm okay playing it, as soon as it does those drops, it's not ideal. The point I'm trying to get at here is that off of stream, the settings that I've got will give you, you know, they do give me a pretty solid 45 FPS off of stream. But with everything extra that you have to load into a system,
Says, it's like you're still at the start line, looking out at the side window.
so static as in broke, okay. That's totally different. Wow. That is really broke, isn't it? See, that's what I'm, this is the Assetto Corsa view. See if the Oculus mirror okay, that's gone to that view. No, I want the Oculus mirror, not the... That's AC2. Okay. So this is the AC2 view. Like that. So that gives you an idea of what it looks like visually to me, but then you can't see the overlays. Now, if we try and change this to Oculus mirror, it's broken again, is it? Let's see. Yeah, the Oculus mirror has broke. Ah. Right, let's no, it doesn't want to do that for me. Typical. Great. Right, we can end with the rendered version that's there. Okay, I'm going to take this for a quick trip around Spa so that you can see at least the graphics that I'm kind of seeing, the level that where I expect off of stream it to play at a reasonably steady 45 FPS. Bearing in mind I've got a pretty beefy PC, but there are some things that obviously I don't think are very happy at the moment. Namely, I don't think that all of the drivers and everything else like that are particularly working nicely together at the moment, let alone the performance hog that is ACC, because you do really want to aim to go for where the that reprojection is happening. While I'm at it, I know what the thing is like, so I'm going to turn the performance off so I can actually see the racetrack a bit better and kind of have that as an enjoyment thing for myself. Being selfish on that one. We have to do it sometimes. Right. Oh, but such a shame, because when it's working right, you can get this game to be so pretty, and with a stable frame rate it would be doable, but when it ends up like this, it does become quite frustrating. Right, we'll press the restart. Okay, we're loading in. Like I say, performance-wise, it's not going to be the best. There is definite jutters or stutters here at the moment. Off stream, in this part, I would still expect there to be some hiccups at the moment. The last bit of a build before this last one was actually working really well, with some slightly higher settings. So I think it's more of a it's actually a bit of a de-optimization in my mind.
Green light, show them what you got. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right.
Come on.
Clear on the right.
So hopefully this will give you an idea of more the game overall, where I'm not so worried about the FPS, because gameplay wise and force feedback wise and everything else that's going on is there. We just need this FPS performance to catch up and the visuals to get up there properly. There's still, once again, a ways to travel on the optimizations. And unfortunately, I know they put in some efforts to give us the ability to tune stuff for VR, but with everything else going on, I don't know if it's drivers, if it's the game itself, but something has basically decreased the quality that I'm able to get here. Maybe something else in the background of my system. Oh, car flex. Okay. How not to drive that? Right, we're going to take a nice leisurely spin around Spa then. Not spinning out like that, hopefully, on that last corner, but even without a full grid, as I come down here, I can see there are some frame issues. Hold that, but that was not pretty. I was too impatient.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing. Car on the right.
Right.
Clear on the right. Well done, mate. Cross the west.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Right. What a mess. I think that does call for a restart, don't you? So yes, let's pull thoughts while we are doing this. So yeah, everything is not happy in Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is a shame because there is a great game here, especially for VR, that is truly, truly there to break out. It's just with every step they take forwards towards something, there seems to be a massive step backwards, and each time it's a little bit heartbreaking because this game does have something good here, but it needs for VR to have the performance levels down. They need to be consistent. They need to work well across systems, and currently it's, you know, it's not even on their presets. Their low preset is horrid. I use it as a base to work from, but it's not ideal. What I have here as settings visually is livable. It's not as sharp as, say, some of the others, but it's still pretty. That's where it's a real shame.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
What's going on there with the AI? Come on. Get around that hairpin.
Green light, go, go, go.
Might get the good start. We'll just keep it nice, calm through there. That was a good start.
Dej 1984 says, "Hi Salsa, oncoming fist light skin tone. Hope you have had a good Christmas, my friend."
Hey, dude, how you
Car on the
doing?
right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, not bad. You know, standard thing, family.
Car on the right.
How about yourself? Hopefully it's been good.
Clear on the right.
Though, unfortunately, it seems that on stream at the moment, this update of ACC has not been good for it.
Clear on the left.
Because now I can't stream at a solid frame rate. You're probably seeing a little bit of it where it's jumping a bit. I'm not sure if it's,
Dej
you
1984
know.
says, "Yes, all good, thank you."
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear you've had a good one. And hopefully the new year will be good. It's an exciting year ahead.
Says, "Hi Salsa, not sure if you've been on Reddit recently. Oculus software version 12 has introduced some bugs that is slowing certain games for most people. Even Stormland has become a jittery mess for me."
Oh
Good
no.
luck, says, "Hey Dej."
Yeah, I haven't seen it on the red yet, because, you
Car on the
know,
left.
Dej
Clear on the left.
1984 says, "I'm sure you will get to the bottom of it. You are the technical master."
yeah, dude, thank you for that. We end up finding out the details anyway, but there's one of them. Yeah, I
Edge
got
1984.
black screens earlier as well.
Hi, VR Realm. Hope you are well.
Fastest lap of the race, man. Good job.
So yeah, I hope this is more of a.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I had to take a big lift off there. Oh, what do you think of the foot cam, by the way? Do you like my second set of googly eyes? That happened live on stream earlier. You know, it had to be done. It was one of those things that's sort of like, if you're going to have a foot cam, we need some fancy socks. And I'm sort of like, you know, well, I don't have fancier. But we do have some googly eyes.
Dedge 1984 says, very good.
I would say it's like seeing the work that's going on a la Swan, but I'm not exactly a swan behind the wheel here either. More like a boar, piling in a little bit too anxious at times.
Gaming Legends says, eyes thumbs
Car on
up.
the left. Clear on the left.
But it does mean that you can see where I'm putting in some
Car
throttle
on the right.
and where I'm trying to hold back, where I'm
Clear
going
on
to
the right.
put in a little bit of brake. Hopefully gives you an idea
Car on
of
the right.
where my brake points end up.
Clear on the right. We are at the halfway mark. Keep pushing. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Yeah, we did well there. On Rouge, this is the one that always scares the bejesus out of me. I needed to lift a little bit more. I felt that flex. Oh, I just held that. Just. I thought there was going to be another spin out through on Rouge for me. But just fortunately held it together. Oh, it makes my heart pound whenever I get en rouge just slightly wrong. It's such a deadly corner.
Dedge 1984 says, do you guys get Saints and Sinners next month on PC VR?
I'm uncertain. There's too many releases coming in the new year. I mean, the one that I'm still looking forward to for the PSVR is Iron Man and Sniper Elite. Having played the demos of those, they're going to be awesome. They're going to be such good hits for the PSVR. I'm 100% sure on that. So stick it and get that close so we can keep that RPM in. A little bit wide.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Saints and Sinners. I'm trying to think. Brain lost on that one. Too much into everything else there. So sorry, I can't actually pull the answer properly on that one. That was nice. Oh, that feels so good when you get it right.
Car on the left.
Yes.
Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Dej 1984 says, I think SSC. Really looking forward to it. The VR realm says, is Sniper Elite PSVR only?
Yes, no, it's PC as well. I think, maybe. I'm sure it's PC as well.
Gaming Legends says, nice drafting.
Huh. It was until I messed everything up. Oh.
Car on the left.
Come
Clear on the
on.
left.
That was collision.
The VR realm says, thank God you want to play it with the
Final
team.
lap.
I think it is. I'll have to double check though. But honestly, on the with the aim controller, it was working so well. Does it have any exclusivity though? Not 100% sure.
Car on the left. Clear
I'm
on the left.
uncertain of many things at the moment. My brain is
Car on the left.
quite occupied.
Clear on the left.
That was nice.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Didn't quite make that stick. See if we can get him in the next ones.
Car
Come
on
on,
the right.
Mr. Bentley.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Dej 1984 says, just looked it up, Sniper Elite is definitely out on PC VR.
Excellent. That's good news because on PSVR it was looking really, really good. I played on PS4 Pro with the aim controller, of course, and it just works as you would expect Sniper Elite to work. The actual tracking as well was really good.
Yeah, I just checked too.
That's good.
The leader has finished the race.
Big Bentley boat behind me.
Right lane race is over. Good job. You did the best you could. Take it easy. Deep lap.
So there we go. There's Spa. So yeah, I mean, different things next year to look forward to. Hopefully, something will happen where I hope it's just the drivers that have, made it a bad situation for me with Assetto Corsa Competizione. The settings you can see earlier. There you go.
Saints and Sinners out the 23rd of January on PC.
Wow. There's too much to cover. There is too much to cover. Really is. It's going to be an exciting year for VR. No doubt. The Oculus Quest is, of course, absolutely killing it at the minute when it comes to the sales of VR and getting that sort of people into VR experiences and thinking about it properly and going, yeah, I could do with that. It's also one of my preferred methods of watching Netflix in the evening. Just put on the headset, lie back, and there's a massive great big screen. Also,
The VR realm.
a number of other things.
I agree there.
But we do have an amazing things that are going to come towards the end of next year as well. So we've got the PS5 to come, which will have backwards compatibility for all of the PS4 games, and the PSVR itself will be compatible. I'm hoping to see some improvements for games. We know that the entire back catalogue of PS4 games, and hence PSVR games as well, will be compatible PS5. What we don't know is if they will allow, if Sony will allow companies to make PS5 patches to older games. That could be interesting. Of course, there'll be a load of made for PS5 games that are on the way. But I do hope that it will mean for race fans in particular on the console side that they will finally get to experience this type of being in a full race in VR from titles like GT Sport, either GT Sport expanding so the whole game could be played in VR on a PS4 5. That would be really great.
And community grows. We are going from strength to strength, beaming face with smiling eyes.
Yes. Yes. Despite what some people may say, VR is not a gimmick. It's not the same as the 3D TVs. Actually, ironically, watching a 3D film in a VR headset is better than watching it on a TV or a cinema screen. But it's not the same as 3D. It really does have its place. It's definitely solidified its place among the sim racers, because a lot of sim racers are definitely picking it up now as it is becoming much more viable. For Assetto Corsa Competizione at the moment, a little bit off. need the performance to get
Dead 1984
in there.
says, I'm a big fan of 3D movies in the headset.
Yeah, I like doing that. I mean, big screen as well, which unfortunately for us in the UK, we can't watch a load of the content, but they actually have got streaming 3D films in big screen, as in a cinema sense. So you can see the latest sort of Transformers film, the latest Star Trek film, and stuff like that in 3D. If you're in America, I would like to know if a VPN will help sort that situation. I don't know if it will or it won't, but certainly interesting. Okay. So that was Spa. I'm going to come back out of this here and say, okay, while I'm off stream, the performance level that I'm seeing here, it is with the settings that I have up to a more steady 45 FPS for the majority of the racing. If you've just joined, you should be able to go back and see my settings from earlier.
Says, got the original Sony headset before PSVR. The clarity was much better watching 3D movies.
Yeah, than the PSVR, but not as high as some of the newer headsets. But that I know the headset you're talking about, and that was designed specifically for watching 3D content at 1080p, I believe. But now you do have headsets which have higher resolution screens than the Sony headset that was made for watching 3D movies. Hell, actually, the Quest has a bit higher there, I believe, as well. So, you know, it's got there on the other headsets. PSVR, of course, is just a single 1080p screen. The one that you was talking about there actually had dual 1080p screens, I think. But yeah, it's a better way to watch those things. Though what we're going to talk about now is just my conclusions for the game. So unfortunately, something's gone wrong in terms of Oculus at the very least. The performance level is suffering.
Gaming Legends says, can't plug Quest into Blu-ray player.
What you can do is use virtual desktop, and if you have a side-by-side version of a video, you can use virtual desktop to actually stream that across to your Quest. So there is a way to play them in a Quest that way. So you can do that. Just a one way you can do it. The other, of course, is if you are just on like a full-on Rift or whatever, you can also use, again, virtual desktop or whatever to play that in, or Devo Player will play side-by-side 3D films. But you do need then the what do you call it, file based versions. But hey, there you go. But of course, you know, that's the way it goes. Right. So where am I going to go from here? We want to see some pretty cars. One of the things I didn't cover here as well, there is a livery editor in the game as well now. It's not a part of the performance package in those terms, but we can edit these cars. So I can edit my 2019 car. I've got a nice clean start of livery here. I can change the team name, so put that in there. That's my team car number. Would for me be an 8. Oh no. No, Oculus. On cue, the headset has
says, could you add a salsa ketchup livery then? Gaming Legends
yes,
says,
they could be.
thanks, put some ketchup on the livery.
Exactly. Now, it is a little bit limited. I'm afraid my headset has once again gone out. So, not happy about that. Let me just, where's my other headset? Over there. This is not the way that I'd like to end
JDMAX the Sim Racing Cat says,
stream.
what happened?
Basically, JD, it seems that Oculus has destroyed the PC version on the build here, and I keep on getting black screened in my headset. So, yeah. I'm not happy about that. Not the way that I like to end streams. If you're looking for some settings that will get you sort of roughly
JDMAX
in
the Sim Racing Cat
F,
says,
you know.
what do you mean?
Okay.
JDMAX the Sim Racing Cat says, you mean you can't see anything?
No, in the headset, can't see anything. Blank screens, nothing. So, yeah, apparently it's to do with the latest Oculus build has basically caused some problems. Performance issues for other people are being reported as well. So that's very, very bad, and it's happened multiple times today. All I've been trying to play is Assetto Corsa Competizione today. I hope to have some really nice results, but yeah, unfortunately not. So it's all been bad stuff today. I've got very, very poor performance for ACC, which, because of this dark screen going on, I don't know whether it is problems with the game engine itself and ACC, because the previous update to ACC, had it very stable, had it so that I could stream with a nice consistent frame rate of 45 FPS most of the time with some pretty high settings. And now, even off stream, I've had to step it back to where it's acceptable, but not as high a settings as I had before. So I've lost some visual clarity. I've lost some performance, and I'm now having to deal with the screen sometimes
JDMAX,
with
the sim racing cat,
random
says,
flashes.
I'll set hop on later and check this out and let you know if I get the same problem.
Yeah, dude, that would be interesting to know. But I'm really sad about that. Because Assetto Corsa Competizione is just getting to that point where it's starting to get really interesting now. I mean, they introduced this whole body flex system, which has changed how the body is handling. They've introduced brake wear into the longer gameplay, into the endurance racing. It's feeling really good to be in there, but it needs that performance in the FPS
JDMAX, the sim racing cat, says,
for that.
Yeah, man, so you haven't even been able to race at all.
Well, you can see how long I've been doing there. I haven't done online races because it's, you know, I wanted to test this out more as a test environment to say to people, hey, yeah, here's the new features. I went to the extra effort of loading an extra load of stuff up, like the Oculus mirror tool and stuff like that, so that I could show the performance setting from the that I was getting and stuff like that. And unfortunately, it's all come a cropper twice. But I did get to show settings that I found were being reasonably stable while off of stream, at least. But this whole black screening at random points, it's very upsetting. Hopefully a fix comes in for this very soon. I'm not going to restart all of that now because it is getting kind of late and I need to pack all of my wheel up, get things away so that I can actually have a nice bit of a sleep. I think I'll just watch a little bit of Netflix in my Oculus Quest. You know, lay back, watch some Netflix, watch a bit of The Witcher in the Oculus Quest, and call it a night. But thank you for everybody who's joined today. So we've had Pedro, Scooby, the VR Realm, Deej, Gaming Legends, and of course yourself, JD. Thanks for popping in the support as always. We're getting closer to the 1,000 followers as well, the 1,000 subs, which would be amazing to do. I'm uncertain of where we are exactly now. It's gone over the, I think, 820, somewhere around that.
Says, take care everyone, oncoming fist, light skin tone. Dej 1984 says, always a pleasure, Salsa.
Thank you. Right, we're gonna wrap this up. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this back, then there's
JDMAX,
gonna
the
be
sim racing cat, says,
Okay, my friend, thanks for the stream.
JD thanking us for the stream. We like that. So if you're watching this back, there's going to be a subscribe button that way. There's going to be some other
Gaming
video
Legends
up there and
says,
another video up there.
thumbs up.
The VR realm.
Thumbs up from
I'm
Games
sure we'll get
Gaming
there soon,
Legend.
mate.
And messages
The
from
VR
VR Realm
Says. Later,
by
Salsa.
VR Realm. Go check them out as well. And don't forget, just when it goes a little bit wrong, roll with the punches, find out what's happening, and fingers crossed that some unlucky dev somewhere is gonna fix it real soon. Bye for now.